Right when I hit record, right when I hit record, a loud music car goes by. Well, hello if you're watching the replay of this. Hello if you're watching the replay of this. I'm not sure what to say. Just waiting for people to join. So, thank you for watching the replay. Just stick around and we'll have a fun quiz. And yeah, the goal of this is to get my landlady on camera so you guys can meet her. Hello, if you're here, say hello in the chat. Yeah, my landlady who I just did also all the windows are still open because it is crazy hot outside. It's still like in the high, let me see, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now, so it's boiling. So I forgot what I was gonna say. So my landlady, I don't think she really knows a lot about YouTube. She just watches it to watch the Chinese news, I think. So she doesn't know that I do this. So I posted a GoFundMe to help with my rent because my disability payments just have not arrived in a month and a half. So I have no money. So I made the GoFundMe to help pay the rent. So that money goes directly to her account. And she's extremely grateful because that money goes toward like the mortgage on this house and everything. So she needs that paid. So I want to bring her on here to say thank you to you guys, but I'm going to wait for a bit more people to come. If you're here, type hello in the chat. Let me know who's here. And yeah, I'm excited for this. And I've got quiz book so we can do some history questions. Hey, Heffley. How are you tonight? So happy to see you. But yeah, my cat's directly on my feet. My landlady thinks that everyone who donated to the GoFundMe is like a friend of mine. So I was trying to describe to her what was going on. So I just said, why don't you come around 8 o'clock or so and I'll show you where all these people came from. Because she does not understand. She figured out last night. She's like, are they people from all around the world? And I go, yeah. She goes, oh, where? So I don't know. You'll have to tell me when she gets here where you were all from. Did you like the Poland video, Heffley? I'm pretty proud of the Poland video since I've really been practicing my Polish really hard. And the video I filmed for tomorrow, of course, I was like, oh, there she is. Hold on. Oh no, I'm right here.
Everything's okay?
Yeah.
You feel a little bit better?
A little bit better, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Hey, give me like 20-30 minutes and you can come say hello to everyone.
You call me.
Yeah, okay.
I was trouble checking food, okay?
Okay. All right. Oh, thank you so much. I was really embarrassed with the Hungarian. I wanted to make sure that I got the Polish right. So of course, like I filmed a video. The video that's going up tomorrow obviously is done. And I practiced. Hi, Jason. Just want to say hi. Love the videos. Thank you so much, Jason. If you can't stick around, that's totally fine. I got some mail, so I'm going to open it up really slowly for you guys. So I filmed a video for tomorrow. And I'm like, I got this Polish. I can do it. And then as I'm talking into the microphone whispering, I mess all of it up. I guess I just got too nervous, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's free samples. Okay, so I got into this weird sample ordering thing. Just any Instagram ad that had a free sample, I ordered it. As long as it pertained to me, right? So let's see what this is. I've got some Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate. What is that? Coloring, fortifying, optimized for colored hair. Oh, so it's just like a little hair mask. I wonder if it has a sound. Let me take it off this. Kind of. A little bit. So I don't know. I guess it's just a hair treatment. I don't know what this is. Hi, Ollie. Thank you for joining. Let's see what this is. This also looks like a Redken sample. Yeah, I just clicked order on every free sample that was available, so I don't know what I'm getting. I figured it would be fun because I would just get free stuff in the mail all the time without knowing when or what it was, like a little present. Let's see. I'm really trying to open this close. What is this? There we go. This is, oh, it's a serum. Revitalift Derm Intensive Hydraulic Acid Serum. Now that's pretty useful. I have to rip it off of this to open it, so I don't think I can. There we go. Okay. So I got some samples, I guess. All right, I'm just going to toss the extra papers. Let me fold them up first. I found this new channel I'm obsessed with called Just Paper ASMR. Love it. It's just paper sounds, and it's fantastic. Sounds like that. And page turning and magazines, all that. It's fantastic. Just Paper ASMR. You gotta check them out. Okay, move that out the way. There we go. All right. So, who here wants to start testing your history knowledge? Because I'm ready, and I think I'm going to whisper it again for you guys. And I think I'm going to close this door before I get started. I'm still sweating, like there's sweat dripping down my forehead. You guys can't see. But I'm going to close that door real quick. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay. I forgot to unplug the fridge. Okay, so let's start with a little history quiz. It'll probably start off kind of slow because there's not a lot of people here yet. But oh, April, you'll be fine. Don't worry. It's some of the questions are pretty hard. Some of them are phrased really weird, so I will rephrase them for you. Like the first question is, also remember this book is for like 5-year-olds, right? This is for like kids just learning to read. The first question is, who can study history? And the answer is anyone. You can. Anyway, so let me transition to whispering for you guys. And we will answer some questions. So like before, there's no prize for winning. Don't worry about getting things right or wrong. If you get a question right, hooray. But no pressure, it's totally fine. Let's see. How do I rephrase this first one? What are 2 ways? So there's 2 answers. What are 2 ways that we know what kind of animals lived during the Ice Age? So what are two methods that are used to learn about what kinds of animals were alive in the Stone Age? There's two different methods. So while I wait for more people to join, for someone to throw out an answer, I'm probably just going to whisper random stuff on the page. So this first page is obviously about my cat's snoring now, as usual. This page is about early humans. So again, the first question is, what are the two ways that we know what kinds of animals lived during the Ice Age? So this page talks about early humans. The first humans came from apes who lived around 6 million years ago. Our earliest human relatives are called hominins. Over time, many types or species of hominin appeared, gradually becoming more like the humans we are today. The first hominins. Our earliest human relatives were apes who began to walk on two legs and got smarter as their brains grew larger. Modern humans like us appeared around 200,000 years ago. Tool makers. Around 3 million years ago, hominins learned to make tools out of stone. The earliest stone tools that have been found were made in Africa and were used for chopping or cutting. I'm gonna wake up my cat. Hey, bud. Hey, Sleepy. Okay. Hi. It's funny. Okay. So again, our first question is, what are two methods that we use to learn what kinds of animals lived during the Ice Age? No one's answered yet, so feel free to jump in if you think you know how we know what kinds of animals were alive during the Ice Age. What kind of evidence have we found to figure out what kind of animals were alive during the Ice Age? So I'm going to keep whispering till I get an answer. And if I finish the page, I'll just skip to the next question. Don't worry about it. If you're just here for the vibes, don't worry about that either. So, fire. Early humans learned how to make fire by rubbing pieces of wood together quickly. Fire making was a useful skill since fires could be used to cook meat, help keep people warm, and scare away dangerous animals. So April said fossils, which, yes, that's one. Frozen animals or fossils is one. There's another. Think caves. Oh, Ali, not what kinds of animals. Like, how do we know that mammoths exist or existed? How did we know that there were mammoths? One is that we have found fossils and frozen remains. What's another way that we can figure out, like, how do we know that aurochs existed? I don't think there are any auroch fossils that I've ever heard of, but how do we know that aurochs really existed? Think about it. Think caves. Caves, that's your hint. I'm going to read about the Ice Age a little bit more while you guys think. During an Ice Age, temperatures became so cold that ice covers large parts of the Earth. The last Ice Age began around 110,000 years ago, lasting until 10,000 BCE. People had to make warmer shelters and find new foods since some plants no longer grew because of the cold weather. Shelter. Sorry about the screaming children outside. Someone's having fun. When the weather got too cold, people needed to live in warm shelters or homes. They lived in caves or made houses out of wood with the warm, waterproof skins of animals such as mammoths or deer. Leaving Africa, our early human relatives lived in Africa. From here, they traveled long distances to Asia, Europe, Australia, and America. In some places, different species of early human lived side by side. So, last chance. Our question was, what were the two methods we used to know what kinds of animals lived during the Ice Age? April got one of them, which is fossils or frozen remains of animals. Can anyone think of the other way that we have figured out what kinds of animals lived during the Ice Age? Or lived, I guess I should say. Alright, I'll give it like one more minute before I go on to the next page about the Stone Age, which has the answer right on this page. That's funny. Okay, so the answer is cave paintings. We have lots of cave paintings. Like this is an ore rock. They don't exist anymore. We know about caves. April, you got it. Cave paintings. You're all good. Great job. So yeah, that's how we know what kinds of animals existed. So let's see. Next question. Oh, I hate this. It says, did Stone Age people live in caves? I guess that's a yes, no, or maybe question. What do you think? Did Stone Age people live in caves? Yes, no, or maybe. That's an easy one. Just type in yes, no, or maybe. If Stone Age people actually lived in caves. What do you think? Alright, while you think, I'm going to whisper about the Stone Age. The Stone Age was the period when our earliest human relatives began to make stone tools for the first time. They also developed key skills such as farming and building, which we still use today. The Stone Age started around 3.3 million years ago and ended around 4,000 years ago. I'm really sorry about all the noise. Of course, the kids come out screaming and playing when it's time to do live ASMR, right? So, did Stone Age people live in caves? Yes, I'm gonna close the window. They're getting a little too loud. Hold on a sec. Oh, where's my cat? Wait, where'd he go? Hold on. There's a missing cat. He was right behind me. Okay, that's much quieter, but way hotter for me. I'll just have to live with it. Okay. So the question is, did Stone Age people live in caves? Yes, no, maybe so. What do you think? It's a simple yes, no, maybe answer. Anyway. This chair is very squeaky tonight. Alright, so let me read about hunting and gathering. People traveled long distances to find food. Stone Age women and children gathered and cooked plants. Men hunted animals and caught fish with stone weapons. Farming. By around 9000 BCE, people started to plant crops such as peas and lentils. They also raised animals such as sheep and goats, which provided a supply of milk and wool. I can't whisper the word wool. WOOL. Anyway, question is, did Stone Age people live in caves? Yes or no? Or maybe? Or some? Or none? What do you think? The children outside didn't make much noise. Oh, okay. It's okay. They were annoying me, so I'm gonna deal with it for a little bit. Wait for them to go to sleep. I'll give you that, April. The answer is maybe, but some lived in caves, and a lot didn't. Most didn't, but some did. city of Akkad. Here's a map of Mesopotamia. Akkad is not on it. We can see. I can't see. Ur is. I can't reach either. Ur is right here, and Uruk, and Babylon, and Nineveh. There's the Euphrates River and the Tigris River. Where was Akkad? Where do you think it was on this map? It's kind of a trick question, so this feels like a Zoom class. Awesome, Hazel Moon. Hi, it's nice to see you here. I'm glad it feels like a Zoom class. This afternoon I was watching some classroom role plays. Ollie, I'll give that to you. Mesopotamia, right? The answer is that no one knows for sure, but it's somewhere in Mesopotamia. Akkad is where they spoke Akkadian. That's right, Chardonnay. They spoke Akkadian in Akkad, and went on to form the world's first empire as well. All right. Next is about the Indus Valley civilization. What does the Indus Valley writing tell us about the cities? Another kind of trick question also. What did the Indus Valley's writing, ribbons here, okay, I'm not sure. What did the Indus Valley's writing tell us about their cities? What did we learn about their cities from the writing left behind by the Indus Valley civilization? Kind of a tricky one. I think you have to kind of be slightly a bit of an Indus Valley civilization nerd to figure that one out, which I kind of am, I guess. Priest King is on here. That's his nickname, Priest King. This figurine is like this big in real life, and they've only found so many little figurines from the Indus Valley, so they don't know if this was a priest or a king, but they assume it was some important kind of person because he looks really important, right? Lots of other little things have been found, and they used this cool stamp, what was it called? The seals, that's it. Different seals, and they used weights and measures. Let's see. Ollie says, did you know there is a Shandar cave? That is an ancient prehistoric cave located in northern Iraq and Kurdistan. The remains of 10 Neanderthals. My gosh. That's my kind of fact. I find that stuff really neat. That's really cool. So much mystery still to be found around the world about our ancient civilizations and ancient ancestors and things like that. So, what do you think we've learned from the writing? You can see we figured out some things from the seals and the weights and jewelry and kind of from figurines, but did we learn anything from the writing left behind by the Indus Valley? Anyway, while you think about that, I'll whisper to you a little bit about the Indus Valley civilization. Some of the world's first cities were built around 5,000 years ago in what is now Pakistan and India. This was the Indus Valley civilization. These peaceful city dwellers wove cotton, traded goods with distant lands, and created one of the first writing systems. And some cities were Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Buildings had multiple floors, and human waste flowed from homes into underground drains. Let's see. Indus Valley craft workers produced beautiful metalwork, polished beads made from stones such as agate, and clay figures that may have been used as ornaments. And where did they go? By about 1700 BCE, people had left the the city's empty, the Indus River may have changed course, stopping a twice yearly flood that watered fields and helped crops grow. So I'm going to answer this question because it's really dumb. What does the Indus Valley writing tell us about the cities? We don't know. It's never been translated. That's a horrible question. We can't read it, so we don't know. All right. Another yes, no, maybe so question. Did Egyptian women wear makeup? Did Egyptian women wear makeup? And I guess added on to that, did Egyptian men wear makeup also? Or did they, however, did Egyptian women wear makeup? Did Egyptian men wear makeup? While you think, let me read a bit about ancient Egypt. The civilization of ancient Egypt began around 3000 BCE and lasted almost 3,000 years. Ali says yes, which is correct. Men and women in Egypt wore makeup. Next, I'm just gonna. These questions are so hard. What was the Egyptian writing system called? I'm just gonna make an easier version of the question. What was the Egyptian writing system called? Oh, hi, Claire. Claire says she's autistic and one of her special interests is geography. I have trouble focusing on ASMR without any content. Your video has been so great. I'm so glad to be there for you, Claire. That's really awesome. Geography is one of my hyperfixations too. So what was the name of the Egyptian writing system? And then I'll tell you a little bit about it because there's actually two different writing systems, but one is far more famous than the other. Let me read to you a bit about Egyptian kings. Ancient Egyptian kings were called pharaohs. People believed they were as powerful as gods. When a pharaoh died, his body was kept in good condition because people believed he would need it to join the other gods in the afterlife. Who knows what the Egyptian writing system the Egyptian writing system is called? Ollie's got it again. Hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics is correct. Apparently there was another writing system called hieratic. So hieroglyphs were used for religious texts or on tombs, things like that. And the hieratic was for everyday use. Did not know that. That's really interesting. Let's see. These questions are phrased so weird. I'm just going to rephrase them all. What two things do you mix together to make bronze? What two, elements do you mix together to make bronze? So let me read a bit about the Bronze Age while you guys think. The Bronze Age began about 5,500 years ago when people first learned how to make bronze by mixing two metals, blank and blank. They used bronze to make weapons and tools. The use of bronze quickly spread throughout Europe and other parts of the world. So what two things were used? You can just list one at a time if you like, if you know one of them but not the other. Nice to see you. Oh, sorry, that was my messed up elbow leaning down. I have screws keeping my elbow together. Were there any animals buried with the Terracotta Army? Let me show you the Terracotta Army. Whoops. The Terracotta Army of Qin Shi Huangdi's tomb. Remember him from my video? The first emperor of China. This guy sets off his car alarm every single night. Anyway, he was buried with this huge terracotta army. Let me see. There are over 7,000 statues of his soldiers, and what's neat is that they're all unique. They're all different. They all look like they're modeled after a real person, which they probably were. So, were there any animals among those soldiers? What do you could cover the answer and show you more of the army? It's pretty cool. I just watched the movie The Last Emperor the other day, which was about the last emperor of China. Started off kind of corny, but it got really good. Yes, Claire got it. There were horses also with the army, terracotta horses, not real horses, thankfully. They made terracotta horses to go with the terracotta army. Isn't that wild? All right, make a guess. Hi, Jérémy de Lusignan. Bonsoir. Okay, make a guess for this one. How old were Spartan boys when they were sent to training camp? Just throw out a guess. I'll say higher or lower. How old were Spartan boys when they were sent to training camp? Let's see. Let me read about Sparta. So Sparta was a city in southern Greece and was Athens' greatest rival. Lower than 10, Claire. Not 10, lower. It was younger. Sparta had a strong army because every Spartan boy had to leave his family to train with a soldier, to be a soldier with other boys. And Sparta won a war with Athens in the late 5th century BCE. Jeremy got it. It is 7. Jeremy, congrats. 7 is the... No, April, not 1. My gosh, how do you train a 1-year-old to be a soldier? Come on now. Think about it. Jeremy wins. It is 7. They were 7 years old when they left home. And if I remember correctly, they left when they were 30. Like, they had to live together in the barracks till they were 30. And they could get married and have kids during that time. But they lived in the barracks till they were 30. Isn't that great? It's 7 to 30. All right. At the first Olympic Games in ancient Athens, not modern Athens, did they hand out medals? In the ancient Olympics, did they hand out medals to the winners? What do you think? And if not, do you know what they handed out if it wasn't medals? Let me see. Let me show you a thing, if I can reach it without making too much noise. I got this cool book from the library. I'll show it to you guys. Oh my gosh, this is strangling me. Claire got it, yes. Oh. Yeah, they gave out laurel wreaths on their heads instead of medals. Congrats, Claire. I got this cool book called Back to Life, and it shows pictures of ancient sites, how they look today, and then the next page has a rendering of how they looked before. And let me show you, there's an Olympics one of Olympia. Let me find it. It's really cool. I'm totally gonna whisper some of this book to you guys. So look. Whoa. That's Olympia, where the first Olympic Games were held in real life today. And here's the rendering of what it did look like. And I'll point out all the little sites to see and everything. My pets and stuff. I'm excited for that video. I can't wait to film it. But yeah, they gave out laurels of olive leaves. I want to say, oops. Sorry about that. It was a little car. Persian Empire, and their capital was called Persepolis. Olympia and Sparta still cities today. No, the ruins are still there, but they're not lived in like they were back then. So Persepolis in the Persian Empire was the ceremonial capital. The capital was Susa. Persepolis was the fancy capital. So, what holiday did everyone in the Persian Empire gather at Persepolis? There's one day a year, one special holiday. What do you think it was? It's a holiday that is still celebrated today by a lot of different cultures also. So, don't think it's some holiday that, or something that doesn't exist anymore. It does. It is still celebrated today. Persepolis is in the book too. It's so neat. I really want to go see Persepolis someday. It's remarkably well preserved. I mean, yes, Watermelon Ludmila got it New Year's. The ancient Persians celebrated New Year's on the spring equinox, and it's called Nowruz, which is still celebrated by a lot of Middle Eastern and, oh, hey Claire, thanks for joining. Still celebrated by a lot of people in the Middle East and of the Zoroastrian religion. April said she'd been to the Olympia ruins. She stepped on the grass and got in trouble. That happened to me in Notre Dame, actually. I stepped on the grass and got in trouble there. Whoops. Even though there were signs saying don't step on the grass in English and French, I still stepped on it. Let's see. How do I rephrase this? Because this is, the answer is a year. So, how do I rephrase this? Okay, let me just skip this. I'll read that to you. I'm going to pick out a question from the page. I'm going to just make out a question. In what year did ancient Rome become an empire? What year did they officially have an emperor? And again, just throw out things. I'll say higher or lower. And it is during BCE, not CE. The actual question is, when did the Roman Empire reach its biggest size? Which is the year 117 CE. Wow, Jeremy got it. 27 BCE. Are you Googling, Jeremy, or did you actually know that? Can you tell me the name of the first emperor of Rome? Wasn't Julius Caesar? Well, it kind of was Julius Caesar, but he wasn't like... It's complicated. Julius Caesar was a complicated fellow, but it was his nephew that became the first official Roman emperor. Do you know his name? I'm just making up questions now, but yeah. The Roman Empire reached its biggest size at 117 CE. I don't think any of you would have been able to know. We've spent forever going higher, lower, higher, lower. And Jeremy knows it's Augustus Caesar. Not Romulus, Ludmila. Romulus was the mythical person who was believed to have established the city of Rome way back in the day. I don't think there's any evidence of Romulus being real other than the myths. But he was apparently the founder of what became Rome, hence the name Romulus. And you know him because he's one of the twin wolf brothers, Romulus and Remus, who were raised by wolves. What was the most popular form of Roman entertainment? They had a lot of entertainment. What was the most popular one? There was a really cool National Geographic article about this a while ago. Yeah, the first king, emperor. Romulus, I don't think so. Because when Romulus was around, right, supposedly it was literally just like a village, so they wouldn't have had a king. Not gladiators, Claire, but good guess. It wasn't gladiators, surprisingly, right? You'd think gladiators. Kevin, congrats, you got it. It was chariot racing. Chariots were huge in ancient Rome in the way that... Why did my little chain
Change back. Why? Why did it do that all of a sudden when I raised my hand? Okay, anyway. Yeah, it's kind of like how football is around the world today. They had teams, they had songs they would sing, they had rivalries, there were fights. There's like, it was a huge deal, the chariot racing. It's crazy big. All right. So this question is also really weird, so let me try to rephrase it. What natural substance accidentally preserved ancient Celtic bodies? What did these people die in that preserved their bodies so perfectly that, when I was, where was I? At the British Museum. I saw one of these. I'm not going to say its full name. Yes, Claire Box. You got it. The peat box. So I saw a bog body, and you could see his fingernails and his like eyebrow hair and eyelashes still. It was nuts. It was so wild. But yeah, there's something. It says the acidic water and lack of oxygen in the peat box will keep bodies from rotting. Crazy. Bog bodies are very strange. Alright. Several bog bodies in Dublin. Yeah, I'm sure Ireland seems like a boggy kind of place. I'm sure there's a lot of bog bodies. Probably even this guy cannot turn off his car without setting off his alarm, and then he has to rev the engine. I don't know. It's an old beat up truck. He parks it right outside my window, sets it off all the time. Yeah, anyway. So this page is about the Silk Road. The question asks, how many years was the Silk Road around? Which is a horrible question because the answer is more than 1,000 years. That's terrible. So my question is, what two cities were at each end of the Silk Road? Where did it start? Where did it end? And then where did it start again? And where did it end? So you can list one city if you know, or make a guess at both. But it traversed across like Asia, Central Asia, the Middle East, up through Anatolia. Not Istanbul, Ludmilla. It was definitely a stop on the Silk Road, but it didn't end there. It kept going. Or Constantinople, I guess it was back then. Venice, Jeremy got it. Venice was the European stopping point. What was the East Asian stopping point or starting point, depending on how you're traveling? You know what I learned when I was, I think when I was doing Afghanistan or Turkmenistan or one of those, that people to actually travel across the whole Silk Road. They did little like routes where they would go to one town, pick up the stuff, go to the next town and drop it off. Yeah, it went really far into Europe. It was organized mainly by the Phoenicians. Sorry about the music. But I always thought that the traders went across the whole path, but apparently that was not a thing. Not Hong Kong, Kevin, but you are on the right track. It is a Chinese city. Two ends on the east. I'll give it to April. It was Beijing. Apparently not Shanghai, not Korea. No, it was Beijing was the other end of the Silk Road, Beijing to Venice. So yeah, people didn't go all the way across. They just made like a couple day trips back and forth on their camels, which is why when Marco Polo did it, it was like a big deal, right? All right. Okay. Why was it important to win the Maya ball game? Why was it very important that if you were playing the Maya ball game, that your team had to win? What would happen if you lost? guys think? So I'm thinking, anyway, because I was saying before I wanted to get my landlady on here, but I don't think there's enough people yet. So Afrotech Fusion Labs got it. You would be executed, or you would be sacrificed to the gods, right? There's a little picture here of the ball game, but it's not that good, so I won't show it to you. But yeah, the losing team were set up as sacrifices. Yes, you would be dead. Yeah, correct. You would die if you lost. Okay, make an estimate, and I'll say higher or lower. How many people could a Polynesian canoe carry? How many people could fit inside a Polynesian canoe? Throw out a guess. I'll say higher or lower. What do you think? How many people could fit in a Polynesian canoe as they traveled across the South Pacific, exploring new lands, Moana style? Not 100, Kevin, lower. You know the song in Moana. They're all singing on the boat. Oh, Jeremy got it. It is 50. A little higher, April. No, Jeremy, you got it. It's 50 people could fit in one canoe, which is pretty intense. But yeah, there's no question on this page. That's sad. This is a page about world religion, so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you name these 7 major world religions? Just throw them out there. You don't have to list all 7. Just name one until we get all 7. Who's wants to start us off? There's 7 main world religions. Let's figure out what they all are. Like these 7 biggest religions in the world. Okay, Christianity, says Claire. There's 1. That's the biggest one. Islam, good job, Claire. Number 2, the second biggest one. What else? Judaism. Yeah, Claire's nailing it. Yeah, we got Islam. Hinduism. Jeremy got Hinduism. That's 4. Oh gosh, Ludmila. Jeremy said Buddhism. Wait. Did Ludmila actually get it? Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism. Ludmila knocked it out the park, you guys. You got all of them. What in the world? You know, Raisin, I don't know if Islam is the first. I thought, yeah, Ludmila, you nailed it. That's crazy. I think Christianity is still the highest by like 1 point something million, I want to say. But Islam, I feel like it's like increasing, I guess, in numbers. Oh, this question is horrible. Okay, I'll rephrase it. How many letters were in the Old English alphabet? Again, throw out a number. I'll say higher or lower, and think about how many are in the modern English alphabet. But yeah, how many letters were in the Old English alphabet? I'm pretty sure if you know Icelandic, it's the same alphabet as Old English. So if you know how many letters are in the Icelandic alphabet, you'll know the answer. But Ludmila, I'm still very impressed. 30, a little lower, Jeremy. Not quite 30. You're very close though, slightly lower. But yeah, sorry, it is hot and I'm sticking to my desk. It's not less than today's, Ludmila. It's a little bit more. Not 26, Emily. A little bit higher. They had like that. Wait. Okay, not 28. I just had to do math, Jeremy. Sorry. Not 28. You guys are so close. They had that weird OE letter reasons that Vikings invaded other people's lands. I know it is interesting, Emily. I'm pretty sure the Old English alphabet is the same as modern Icelandic, just a different language. What were two reasons that Vikings went raiding in other countries? There were two main purposes to Viking raids. Do you think they were? One is kind of the obvious one, like what Vikings are notorious for. Yeah. Looking at the thing. Get gold and land. Yeah, I'll count that as one, Emily. They wanted to steal things. They wanted to steal land. Well, okay. I'll give that both to you. Because one was they wanted to find new settlements, and the other one was they wanted free stuff. So yeah. My gosh, that scared me. I forgot it's fireworks season. Oh, sorry about that if that startled anyone. But yeah, I'll give that to Emily then. They wanted to find new land, and they wanted to steal stuff like riches and slaves and brides and stuff like that. This question is also terrible. The question says, why was medieval life so hard for the poor? Because it was bad. There was like a million reasons. So I'll ask you, what was the name of the lowest rank in the feudal system? Oh, Jeremy, thank you so much. It was lovely having you. You're very smart. Thank you so much for coming by. So the feudal system, the top of the feudal system was the king. Oh, Kevin got it. It is serf. It's not spelled like that, though. It's S-E-R-F. Humans will do anything for shiny metal. Claire's got the right spelling, but I'll get that to Kevin. It is a serf. And these serfs worked for the lords for no pay. They worked for their room and board. Oh, this is a neat one. This is about the Byzantine Empire. So you know the capital of the Byzantine Empire was Byzantium, which later became Constantinople, which later became Istanbul. But who originally built the city of Byzantium? What ancient culture first built Byzantium? Because it wasn't the Romans. The Romans didn't come and move their capital there. Out of nothing, it was already there. So what ancient culture originally built Byzantium? What do you think? And if you're not sure where, oh, you're so close, not quite. The Thracians, Ludmila. Nearby, the Thracians were like weird. They were the like if the ancient world was a cafeteria, the Thracians was like the weird kid in the corner that just ate tater tots and didn't talk to anyone. Like that was the Thracians. They were just like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so it wasn't the Thracian culture, but you're very close. So Byzantium / Constantinople, now Istanbul, not the Byzantine Empire, Kevin. They moved into the city. So who originally built that city when the Romans came in and made it their capital? It's located in what's now Turkey, not the Phoenicians, Ludmila, but a very good guess. Not the Macedonians, Efley. You guys are so close. Oh, you're so close. Phoenicians would have been in what's now Lebanon. Macedonians are not Bulgarians. That's the same thing as Thracians. Ludmila, that's the same ancestors. But yeah, who would the Phoenicians be in the cafeteria? They would be they'd definitely be like the smart kids who were doing their homework while they were eating lunch. And the Macedonians would be the ones going around stealing people's lunch money. Definitely. You guys are so close. You guys are in the right. Anatolians, well, that's where it was, but I don't think Anatolians was like an ethnic group, but it was the people that was living in Anatolia. But yeah, I don't know how else to give you any more hints without giving it away. Yeah, I don't think Anatolians gosh, you're so smart. Just right next door, guys. Y'all are so close. But yeah, I don't know how else to give you any more hints without saying it. If you guys give up and ask for the answer, you're gonna be kicking yourself. Ludmila got it. It's the Greeks. It was built by the Greeks. Yeah, the Turks didn't come till far later on. But yeah, the Greeks were the ones who built the city of Byzantium. And they were the ones that lived in Anatolia. They had a bunch of cities along that coastline of the Mediterranean and what's now Turkey. Ephesus is the other big one, and Troy. Just general Greeks, yeah, not specific Greeks. Although if you're going to say Macedonians or Greeks, be careful. You're going to offend some Greeks and Macedonians. Something more fancy, yeah, just Greeks. Okay, this is a little hard. I'm going to rephrase it. What killed the most people during medieval times? Kind of an easy one. How did the majority of people die during medieval times? What killed off people? Most common than anything else. Not smallpox, Ludmila, but you're on the right track. Claire got it. The Black Plague was the one. Yeah, the plague. For tech, you got it. The real question was how many people were killed during the Black Death. And the answer to that is between 75 and 200 million. 75 million to 200 million. It must have been pretty. Have you all seen the movie The Seventh Seal? It's a movie about Denmark. Yeah, okay. During medieval times, during the plague, and it's very eerie to watch today after going through COVID. All right, so this is about Harun al-Rashid, which I'll show you a little painting here of him. Harun al-Rashid. This is him, a very famous figure from the early Islamic civilizations. Harun al-Rashid was the biggest caliph during the Abbasid dynasty, and he pretty much built Baghdad, which was like this magnificent city of learning back in the day. It was the hub of all Islamic knowledge. But what famous book is he character in? What famous story does Harun al-Rashid feature in? What is the book that... Hi Molly, thanks for joining. Can you still hear me? It says my connection is unstable. Okay. I hope you're all still there. I got a little thing saying my connection was unstable. But anyway, it's still working, so great. Awesome, thank you. So I would tell you other characters in this book, but it would absolutely give it away. What famous book, I suppose, Islamic book, don't say the Quran, obviously not. What famous book was Harun al-Rashid one of the characters? This is another one that, if you guys give up, you're going to be kicking yourself, because it's like the most famous book from this period of history. If you guys can't think, I'll just start naming other characters, and then you'll get it immediately, because my viewers are very, very smart. And you guys know this, you just don't know it. Let's see. Let me read some little things about Baghdad. It was the capital of the Islamic Empire during the Abbasid dynasty. It became a large city and a center of arts, crafts, and trade. Many scholars and teachers lived there. They developed astronomy, medicine. Ibn Battuta was there. Okay, Huffley, what book was Aladdin from? Because Aladdin isn't the name of the book. Oh, Claire got it. The 1001 Nights. Congrats. Yeah, it's a bunch of different stories. Arabian Nights, same difference. Good job, guys. This is the most horrible question. Why was the Mongol saddle so special? The was shaped like this, so you could sit. Anyway, that's a terrible question. Let me find a better question for you guys on this page about the Mongols. I wonder if I should make it easy or hard. Alright, let's say, I guess I'll just make it easy. Who led the biggest Mongol tribe? Who became the ruler of the Mongols? Is what his name translates to. Who was the ruler of the Mongols? He came to power in 1206. There is a third. Oh, hey, Ricardo, thank you from Brazil. Yeah, Claire got it. Genghis Khan. Make it an easy Genghis Khan. Just fill the chat with Genghis Khans. There is a 131-foot statue of Genghis Khan in Ulaanbaatar. I knew that was a big statue. I didn't realize how big. Universal ruler. Yeah, perfect. Genghis. Yes. Let's see. What was special about the Chinese Emperor Wu Zetian? What made Wu Zetian different from any other Chinese emperor? I'm rephrasing. The question was like, okay, the question says, how did Wu Zetian come to the throne? But I'm going to make it a little easier than that. What was different about Wu Zetian that was different from every other emperor of China? Wu Zetian promoted Buddhism and built many monasteries. And this was during the Tang Dynasty. Right, yeah, the Tang Dynasty. The Tang Dynasty brought ideas from other countries and developed art and technology. Molly got it, she was a woman. Yep, she was actually the empress and the first and only female emperor of China. And for the question of how did she become the emperor, her husband was sick, so she stepped up and became emperor. Pretty dope. Let me show you her picture. She was kind of a badass, you guys. She was kind of awesome. Okay. Next question. Yeah, she was the only one. This page, I'm sorry, my chair is so squeaky, I'm trying to get cozy. This page is about Imperial Japan, who was ruled by an emperor. Why was the emperor considered special? What attribute did the emperor have that made him different from everybody else in Japan? There's never been a female emperor of Japan, by the way, which I'm like royal family obsessed. The past emperor who stepped down a couple years ago, yeah, they thought he was a god. You got it, Jacob. Hi, Jacob. Thanks for joining. Yeah, he was a god. He was a living god. You got it. The past emperor had a daughter, and right. Oh no, it was the current emperor. So his grandfather was emperor. So the next in line, he had a daughter, and that was his only child for the longest time. There was a debate about, is it time for a female emperor? You know, are they going to change the rules after 1,000-something years? But then he had a son, so the son automatically is going to become emperor. So, oh, hold on. Alright, sorry guys, my landlady's coming in. She's gonna say hello, so everybody be nice, okay? She doesn't know what ASMR is or really what like YouTube is or anything, so yeah. So this is exciting. Hold on one second. Yeah, so everyone say hello to her. And
She wants to know where you're all from also. So say a nice little hello to everyone. Or she's going to say a little hello to everyone. Okay, hold on. Let me open the door for her. Be right back. Watch out, kitty. Ugh. Come here. All right, she's coming, guys. Don't worry. There's Cat. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Is she coming? Come here. Kitty, yeah, he's awesome. Right, thank you, April. I love him. I don't know. I don't know where she is. But anyway. Here comes my cat again. Yeah, just stick around, I guess. Okay, that wasn't the same guy. Oh, here she comes. Hold on. Hey, come here.
I'm a little messy.
That's okay. Put these on so you can hear yourself. You're going to hear yourself in the microphone. Talk nice and quiet. Say hello.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Well, my cat's name is Jack, April. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, hello from Australia.
Can I see me?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Anna Lee. I want to say thank you to everybody
Do you see all the hellos?
for helping Jennifer.
Are there any more? Say hello, guys. Here we go. Hi from New Zealand. You're so sweet.
So, well, they can hear me. I can't
Yeah.
hear them.
Yeah, it's just a chat. That's to hear your voice.
But I can't hear them.
Yeah, we're not talking. It's just a chat.
Oh, I thought I can see their face.
Oh no, that's a lot of people. Let's see. Victasia says hi from Chicago. Heffley says hi from Pennsylvania. Claire says hi from Boston. Emily's
can
from
hear-
Massachusetts.
they can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I thought I can see their face.
Oh no, it's a lot of people, so
Oh,
yeah. All right.
thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Is she not adorable? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, she's lovely. I can't really explain to her what ASMR and YouTube is anyway. So anyway. Yeah, we're both very thankful for all the donations. I know she is the nicest lady. I have cat hair all over my lips now. She's the world's nicest little old lady. But yeah, English is her third language, so she's not too fluent. But anyway, let's get back to the quiz. Next question's about ancient Korea. This question's terrible also. What? Hey, you have to be quiet. My gosh, I'm so sorry. He's the world's loudest cat also. I have to give him snacks to shut him up. Oops. Okay, there you go. Be quiet. All right, so ancient Korea. So the Koreans didn't have, I know he always wants to participate in everything. The Koreans didn't, look up your cat, I'm so sorry. He's the loudest cat ever. The Koreans didn't have their own writing system until, 1443, when the emperor created Hangul. How many letters were in Hangul because they were using Chinese before. Chinese has thousands of letters. So, how many letters are in the Hangul alphabet, which is the Korean alphabet still in use today? And if you ever want to learn how to read a language, go for Korean because the emperor deliberately made it easy to learn so that everyone in the kingdom could be literate. So it literally, it took me about 2 hours to learn how to fluently read Hangul. It's not hard at all. If you whispering. Where's my cat now? He's over there. Okay. So how many letters does the Hangul alphabet have? How many do you think? We can go higher and lower again too, if you like. Because keep in mind that Hangul was made to be easier to read. 10 letters. No, Molly, I think there's about 10 or so vowels, but not 10. It's higher than that. Sorry about the fireworks. It's fireworks season. I'm not going to go live again until after the 4th because it's just going to get worse and worse. Lower than 30, Emily. Not quite 30. Higher than 20, April. Yeah, between 20 and 30. What do you think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 10 vowels, but I won't tell you how many consonants because you guys can do math. And the vowels are anyway higher than 22, Heffley. A little bit higher than 22. Not 25. April got it with 24. There's 10 vowels and 14 consonants. I always think the very first video I saw of Latte ASMR because when I was learning Hangul, I was like, is there a channel that has a Hangul ASMR teacher? And that's how I found Latte back before she blew up. So this was like one of her older videos. So whenever I hear 10 vowels, 14 consonants, I hear it in her voice. She was so sweet back then. She's still sweet today. If you're not subscribed to Latte ASMR, what are you doing? This is about African kingdoms. And this question is about Benin, which I actually did a whole video on. Really interesting culture. Benin actually ruled in what's now Nigeria, but the country Benin is named after them. There's a car outside playing music. They were extremely powerful from the 15th century on, but which power would end up defeating them and taking them down? They still... my gosh. Hold on. Okay, they left. They still exist today. Their king, or the Oba, is still around. It's still passed down through lineage to this day. But what power came in? Why doesn't Africa have as much history? They call it Benin City. Yeah, Benin City is where the kingdom of Benin exists today. That's their ancient capital, isn't that neat? Mila, Africa has so much history, almost more than Europe does, actually. And if you watch my channel, go to my Africa playlist. I'm breaking down the history of every country in the world. And African history is absolutely freaking fascinating. But we just don't know a lot about ancient African history because nearly all of those cultures didn't have writing. So I know the ancient Ethiopians did, and there's one in West Africa that had writing, but literally none of the other ones did. Oh, can you hear me? I'm cutting off. I haven't done anything. Do I sound okay? Let me know. But yeah, there's tons of African history. It's absolutely worth learning about. If you don't know about Timbuktu or Mansa Musa, there's a picture of Great Zimbabwe here. Okay, my explanation got cut off. Okay, yeah, there's tons of history in Africa. You just have to know where to look to find it. I think definitely my two favorite, other than
so Meroe. And then the Ghana kingdoms, I think, are so neat. The Ashanti. Let's see what April said. Africa's a rich history, but Africa had more smaller local empires, while Europe and Asia were larger, more prominent on the world stage. But yeah, the Mali Empire was pretty wild. There, Mansa Musa, the ruler, is believed to be the richest person who has ever lived, ever. More so than like Elon and everything. But anyway, back to the question about the Kingdom of Benin. What superpower or what country? Oh, Anna's here. Hey. Is the Rwanda genocide? That's a sad one, Anna. And you gotta catch up on some of my videos, learn a little bit more about Rwanda than just the genocide. So Rwanda has a really cool history too. So what empire, kingdom, doing chores, what power eventually took down the Kingdom of Benin? Who was responsible for that? And I'll give you a hint, it was a European one, it wasn't an African one. Benin was an incredibly strong warrior kingdom, and they fought pretty much all their neighbors except the Ashanti, because no one messes with the Ashanti. Like, that's one to worship. Not the French, Emily, but that's like the next best guess, right? Ludmilla got it with Great Britain. The British took over the kingdom in 1897. Especially if you know, not the Dutch, because the Kingdom of Benin is in Nigeria. They speak English in Nigeria, therefore it's Great Britain. Yeah, they're the ones that took them down eventually. I hate this question. The question's how many indigenous people are alive in the US today. I'm not going to make you guess. It's 5.2 million indigenous people. It's always the Brits, right? So let me find a question for you on this page. Let's see. Let me look around. So many loud cars tonight. It always seems like that. What's the name of the northernmost Native American tribe at the very top of North America? What's the name of that tribe? And don't say Eskimo, because that's kind of a slur, apparently. So don't erase that word from your vocabulary. Let me see. And I got to go in a legit Greek Orthodox church shrine. And it was the British, yeah, always. The Badass Librarians of Timbuktu. That's awesome. I have not read it, but I've read a lot about the ancient manuscripts of Timbuktu. And yeah, there are some badass librarians that are working to preserve all of those. Yeah, the answer is Inuit, by the way. Not the Shoshone, not the Metis. I've never actually heard of that. But yeah, counting Canada, North America, it would be the Inuit tribe. Good job. Hara says, got that one. Oh no, sorry, Turt got that one. Turt, you got that one. The Inuits. Let's see. Okay, this page is about the Aztecs. I know it was Americans always forget about Canada. It's so funny. This is about the Aztecs. And the Aztec tribes had something called a flower war. A flower war was when a battle/war was planned out between two tribes. They would pick a meeting spot, they would pick a date, they'd show up, and they would fight, but not kill each other. Why did they do this? That's the question. What was the purpose of an Aztec flower war? Spelling's the hardest part. True. What was the purpose of the Aztec flower wars? Where they would arrange it, pick a spot, pick a time and a day. It kind of was like a ritual, not quite. It was sort of the precursor to a ritual, I suppose. So that's your biggest hint, I guess. Why would they have these battles where they wouldn't kill suppose it was kind of a practice, but that wasn't the point of Flower Wars. It had a bigger meaning to it. I'll give you guys like 2 more minutes to think. It's really interesting. I didn't know this until I did my video about the Aztecs, and realized just how often they did this kind of thing. They did this a lot. Music going by, jamming out. Whoever wins gets to take something from the losers. You're on the right track, Ludmila. Oh, we've got a spammy comment. Let me delete that. Nope, we've got a bot. We've got a bot. Oh, Sean's here. Tempo. We've got a bot. Good job, Anna. Hide user from channel. Okay. All right. Excellent. Yeah, thanks, Anna, for that. Okay, let me see what you guys said. Not the Zulus, but the pre-Zulus. The Zulu became the leader with murder. Yeah, the Zulus were pretty ruthless. But yeah, whoever won got to take something from, well, not even from the losers, but it definitely, yep, Jason got it. Congrats, Jason. They would do with tempo. I'm freaking fireworks. Not tempo. What they would do these wars so they could take prisoners and then use those prisoners for human sacrifice rituals. So they wouldn't die on the battlefield, they died during the ceremonies. So that interesting. They were really into human sacrifice. They did it all the time. Let's see. How do I rephrase this question? Because it's really bad. Okay. This is about the Inca. I'm just going to make up a new question because this question was, what's the total length of the Inca roads across their empire? Which was 15,000 miles, 24,000 kilometers. Duncan and Juliet are Aztecs. You guys are funny. Thanks, April. I'm going to ask you a totally different question about the Incas because the Inca roads are fascinating, but I'm going to ask you about what they used to basically write or keep track of information. They did not have writing in the way that we have it today. What did they use to keep track of, like, business transactions and notes? They didn't write it down. What do you think they used in the Inca? Just go. Stop revving your engine. Just go. Anyway. Not tally marks. I don't know why, Sean, your message was hidden. Not wax. You guys, you gotta get creative, just like the Incas did. Come on. I said this before, there's a red light right here. So he's revving his engine, waiting for the light to turn green. Not a stone, Anna. Not poop, Anna. My gosh. These are the Incas. Not rocks and twigs, Ludmila. These are the Incas. They were very highly intelligent, very creative people. I mean, they built Machu Picchu. They built a road network that was 15,000 miles long. Get creative. Not stones, not blood. That would be kind of creepy if they used blood. No, we still have them today. I should also say Anna got it, thread. We are unable to decipher them today. We can't read them. They were called quipu. And they were these threads with knots in them. And all the knots meant something, but we can't decipher it. This coding system was lost to time. But this would be their ways of keeping track of information and purchases and trades and stuff. It would be interesting if we could ever decipher it, right? Yeah, they used thread and knots. All right. This is about... Don't worry, April, you're doing great. About Columbus. As you know, Columbus was from Italy, but he was sent by the King and Queen of Spain to go on his voyage to find the valuable that he could have. What do you think it was? Let's see. Anna. Your comment was hidden, but I see it. Okay, I'm glad you can't hear the background noises. I know that these are really high def and they hear a lot more than what you guys hear. So it's more of annoyance for me, but I'm so glad. That's really awesome. Anna, they did not promise him bitches. Come on now. Not their daughter. Although they did have they had like 12 kids or something. No, they didn't promise him a marriage. It was too good of a time. That is so funny. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hate it. I hate so much. I'm gonna give it to Harris Sessa. It was land. Hey Lou, that policy vlog. That's my buddy Lou. That's a very, very good friend of mine. It's a beautiful answer, says Heffley. Yeah, they promised him any land he discovered he could have. That was gonna be his payment, I guess. Was that he could own whatever land he found. So when he reached the Bahamas, he got pretty stoked, I guess. But I'm pretty sure once they realized just how much land was out there, they were like, yeah, no, you can't have all that, dude. That's too much land. Can you imagine just like owning the Bahamas? Oh my god. Back to dishes, says Anna. Whatever, you can play, it's fine. Oh boy, okay. This is about the Columbus was right. The Earth's round. There's no America. The West Indies would be the East Indies. That's funny. I like that. This page is about the Europeans colonizing North America, and of course they encountered native peoples, and the Europeans did not like people who weren't white. Let's just put it that way. And they deliberately and indeliberately killed a lot of native people. What were the three main ways that the Europeans, mainly the British and French, killed the natives in North America? There are three methods. Some of them were on purpose, some were by accident. What were some of them? How did they decide to kill off the native people? Okay, not guns and knives, but I'll give Jacob sickness. Emily got it too. Smallpox, to be more specific. One was they brought over disease battle. Well, there were some battles, but that didn't wipe out, a lot of people, right? But disease definitely was one of the major ones. What did they do to these people specifically? What did they, mainly diseases, yeah. Not relocation, not during this period of history. That came much later. Wow, Harris says it got another one. Forced labor was one of them. And the other one is cruel treatment. So pretty much you're all getting that right, I guess. So yeah, forced labor. Hi, Yenlei. Thank you for joining. Hello. Yenlei, I want you to make sure that you check out the newest member video, because my members are going to pick the history magazine articles from now on. And there's an article in there about the Trung sisters. And I thought about Yenlei. So I was like, Yenlei, you better pick the Trung sisters for me to read, because I love reading about the Trung sisters. Thank you, Lou. I am very fancy. And they also tried to assimilate, but not during this period, like the 15th century. I'm talking 16th century. Not later on. Good night, Claire. Thank you so much for participating in the quiz. Alright, here's one for the Americans. quite 1880s, Ludmila. A little sooner. Oh, you're very close, Jacob. Not 1862. Up into the 60s. Not 1867. You guys are very close. You're in the right decade. Harrisessa got it with 1865. Yeah, 1880s was like Brazil. That was like Cuba also. It was like the 1880s. Yeah, 1865 was the year Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Didn't quite end it at that time, but definitely made it illegal to do. This page is about the Renaissance. What is a Renaissance man or Renaissance woman? What is the definition of a Renaissance man? And this isn't an ancient thing. There can still be Renaissance men and women today. Bruh, says Anna. What's a Renaissance man? Knew something. No, not what Renaissance means. Not the definition of Renaissance, which means rebirth. But what is a Renaissance man? For example, one of the most famous Renaissance men was Henry VIII, not fashionable. Yeah, I'll give it to Emily. Well, there's two Emilys now. Emily with a Y, Emily with an I-E. A cool dude, smart, says Anna. Yeah, I'll give it to both the Emilys. It was someone who was really good at everything in art, science, philosophy. Yeah, someone who's good at many different things, yes. That was a Renaissance man. You could say Leonardo da Vinci was a Renaissance man. And, definitely the most famous was Henry VIII, because not only was he the king, but he was also like a very prominent musician. And I was singing Green Sleeves the other day. I was baking a bagel and I was singing Green Sleeves, but I was singing Cream Cheese is my delight instead of Green Sleeves. Anyway, he wrote that song. Oh, there's a picture of him here. This is about the Reformation. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, the Reformation time, okay? So, up to the 16th century, the most powerful religion in Europe is the Catholic Church. And it's crazy corrupt. Like, it's nuts how corrupt they are and how politically strong they are, not just in the Holy Roman Empire, but like in Spain and even in Britain for a hot minute. So some people were like, stop this. This is not what Christianity is about. We are going to reform the religion. I know cream cheese is mine. So they started Protestantism as a protest against the Catholic Church. And that caused a huge to-do all throughout Europe. So once the dust settled for the battles and wars and fights and executions of the Reformation, which European countries remained Protestant at the end of the day, which ones became Protestant and stayed that way and weren't Catholic anymore. There were 6 countries. So just list countries and see if you're right. There's one obvious answer, that the leader of the Protestant movement came from this country. So, alright, Emily got UK, Germany, Netherlands. Not the Netherlands, actually. They were controlled by Spain. Not Spain. Spain was crazy Catholic. The UK. So, keep in mind, folks, the UK did not exist at this time. Don't say the UK, you gotta break it down. The United Kingdom did not exist at this time. Okay, so hold on. We've got England. We've got Denmark. Germany. Oh my gosh, you're all going so fast. Yeah, Scotland. Not Wales apparently. Not Norway. Wait, hold on, you're all going too fast. We've got Germany, because that's where the Switzerland, Scotland, England, Sweden, Denmark, and Germany. All right, great job, everybody. Yeah, that's definitely more of the boomers over in Ireland. Yeah, Switzerland. Switzerland is a weird one in terms of Europeans. They're always the exception. All right. This page is about the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was founded in what's now Turkey. It was an Islamic empire. Was the HRE? No, it was not. The HRE was very much Catholic. It's when everything fell apart. And the Holy Roman Empire was confined mainly to Austria, that area. Switzerland were neutral politically, not religiously. Anyway, it's all to do. The Reformation was crazy messy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the Ottoman Empire. I'll show you some pictures. The Ottoman Empire. This is Suleiman the Magnificent. Magnificent. They were an Islamic empire centered in Istanbul. They waged many, many battles. They had cool swords. And they reigned in the Middle East, North Africa, Europe, all over the place. He does have an onion hat, yes. You always know if you see a dude in a giant turban, it's a picture of Suleiman the Magnificent, okay? Just remember that if you're ever looking at history stuff. Big turban, it's Suleiman. But why is it called the Ottoman Empire? Who or what is the Ottoman Empire named after? And you could say the name of this person, place, or thing, or you could just say what the person was, or where the place is, or what the thing is. Why is it called the Ottoman Empire? What is it named after? Not Otto the First, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to Ludmila. It would be the first emperor, not Otto von, not Germany. His name was Osman. Osman the First was the first ruler of the Ottoman Empire, and I believe it was Osman the Second that took Constantinople and made it Istanbul. Yeah, the Vatican's guard is the Swiss guard. They do come from Switzerland. Switzerland today is not Protestant. It is a mix of all different religions. So this was back in history. So it's not like that anymore. Yeah, the Ottoman Empire is named after Osman the First Sultan, the first ruler, the first emperor of the Ottoman Empire. Now you know. This is about the Mughal Empire. Let me show you some more pictures. The Mughal Empire was in India. This is Akbar the Great, the first ruler of the Mughal Empire. They had so many battles, and the most famous Mughal ruler, Shah Jahan, built the Taj Mahal when his wife died and made this her tomb. Akbar the Great, he wasn't the first, that was Babar. Akbar was like the most powerful of the Mughal rulers. How old was he when he became emperor? Take a guess, and we'll play higher or lower. How old was Akbar the Great when he became the emperor of the Mughal Empire of India? How old do you think? Hello, I'm sorry, my Cyrillic is terrible, but I cannot read your name. Emily, you are extremely close. It's not 3, hopefully. He was. Emily O got it. Emily with a Y got it. He was 13 when he became emperor. And he reigned, my gosh, until he was like an old man. He reigned for forever. Yeah, I'm sorry, my Cyrillic is terrible. The person who just joined. Do I like Constantinople? Yeah, I mean, Istanbul today, it's an absolutely gorgeous city. I like every place around the world. All right, let's learn a little bit about Australia. So, when Australia was officially claimed by the British. It was first the Dutch, but the British were like, psh, that's ours now. They decided to use it as a penal colony. I know, he was 13. Crazy. They decided to use this land as a penal colony for their prisoners. And they sent over tons of convicts to not only serve time, but to build up the towns. And once they were freed, they were allowed to just settle there and have their own land. They could just pick whatever they wanted. So, let's see, it's asking how many prisoners were sent. It's a ridiculous number. They sent 162,000 prisoners to Australia. But what year was the last year that prisoners were sent to Australia? I think that's easier to guess. What year was it that did this whole institution come to an end of sending prisoners to Australia? What year do you think that was? I will say that it started in 1788. That was the first time that they came to, or they established their first colony in Australia. What was the last year that the British sent prisoners to do their time in Australia? The 1890s. You're very close. It's a bit, I was going to say lower. I guess lower. Look back. Is it 20th century? Nope. 1870s. You're awfully close, Sarah says. Not the 1870s. Little lower, little lower, little lower, little lower. What do you think? What do you think? Sorry, I'm trying not to tick right now. 1882. Lower, lower, lower. Emily James. Not quite 1882. I thought you guys were going to guess like 1801 or something. A little higher than 1861. I look back. A little higher, but it is in the 1860s. I'll give you that. It's during the decade of the 1860s. Who will get it first? Who will get it first? Who'll get it first? Ned Kelly's not 63, a little higher, Emily. Not 67, a little higher, Emily J. Yes, why would anyone want to live in Australia with deadly spiders, poison fish, and emus? It's such a bizarre country, but it is fascinating. Let's see, no one's got it yet. I know that I'm always a little bit more behind of the chat. Ludmila's got it with 1868. That was the last year that the British sent prisoners to do their time in Australia. All right. So, this page is about the American Revolution, which, I don't know how to set up this question. Women obviously weren't allowed to fight in the Revolutionary War of America. If they wanted to, what did they have to do to get into the military? What trick did they pull to get into the military so that they could fight against the British? What do you think that women did to do this? And yeah, Emily, good job. Dressed like a man. They had to disguise themselves as men to participate and cut their hair and do the whole Mulan thing. Yeah, Deborah Sampson, they pulled a Mulan. Exactly. They had to pretend to be men. You got it. Great job, guys. I do have to say, though, there were women on the front lines that were allowed to be on the back of the front lines. They were tending to wounded soldiers. They were cooking food. They were mending clothes. They were doing all the washing clothes and stuff. So there were women there, but they weren't fighting. They were doing literally everything else. They would even, once the battles were over, they would go into the battlefields and pick up guns and stuff, and like stuff off of dead soldiers to reuse. Very interesting. All right, this is about the French Revolution. And this question is horrible, so I'll make it a little easier. Well, if you know your French Revolution history, you'll know this answer. The French Revolution officially kicked off when the revolutionaries broke into this building in Paris on July 14th, 1789. What building was it? is now their national day. It's a big. I was in Paris on July 14th one year, not Versailles. Emily James got it, the Bastille. The Bastille prison was what they broke into that officially began the violent stage of the revolution. Yes, the Bastille, July 14th in France is Bastille Day. And I got to go to the Eiffel Tower and see fireworks on Bastille Day. It was absolutely wild. Way better than American fireworks on the 4th of July, in my opinion. All right, we're on to the Industrial Revolution, which was when Europe mainly, but also in like the Americas, were developing factories. They invented steam engines that could do all this work and created factory labor. How long was a typical workday during the early years of the Industrial Revolution? How many hours did a typical worker work in these factories? Let's see, there were looms, there were mines that they used steam engines, there was, textiles. Dang, Emily James got it 16 hours, not 24/7 and never ending. Yeah, right. 16-hour workdays. 16 hours. That sounds horrible. They didn't get lunch breaks or anything either. Absolutely wild. That's way too long to work. Let's see. This question is also terrible. It's about the imperial aspect of European history. The question says, how did the imperial powers benefit from ruling other countries, which was they could farm it and trade and do all that kind of stuff. That's too general. So how about this? If you've been watching my videos on Africa, you're definitely going to know this. When Europe decided to seriously colonize Africa, all the powers gathered in Berlin, put out a map of Africa and drew lines and figured out who was going to own what. What was the term for this? What in history now was this the Berlin Conference known as? They basically drew lines. Most of the lines are still there today. If you look at a map of Africa and you see just like a straight line on a border, that was from this event in 1884 in Berlin. What was this conference also known as? Historically, I suppose. Let's see if anyone will get it. I pretty much mention it in every African country video that I do, because it was such a pivotal moment in African and European history. Let's see, I don't know what else I can say about it. Let me see. Versailles, no, not that. Okay, how about this? It was the blank for Africa. This movement was the blank for Africa. Just think that they were there with a big old map. I think it was actually up on the wall. I'm learning about it in school, says Nick. Yeah, it was a pretty scrambled eggs. Anna, are you being funny? Because you got it. It was the scramble for Africa. Stop, Anna. That's mean. I'm going to give it to you, though. It was the scramble for Africa was what this conference was known as. Okay. We're on to the Ludmila got it. Thank you for joining, Damon. Thank you so much. Yeah, scrambled eggs. Stop, Anna. You're funny. You're funny. Anyway, thank you, Damon. Yes, the scramble for Africa. Ludmila got it also. On to the American Civil War. Scramble. Funny. The American Civil War. So, the North was the Union, the South was the Confederacy, right? Was that the actual name? Yeah, they didn't have a name for these kinds of things. It was just the Berlin Conference of 1884, basically, but that's its historical name now. The scramble for Africa. So we have two sides. America's divided into two. And recognizes that the best way to weaken the Confederacy is to stop them from getting supplies. So how did they do this? What did they do to make sure that the South couldn't receive supplies from anywhere? Basically trying to starve them out and make them run out of weapons and things. How did they manage to do this? What do you think? Should do it now, Anna. Be nice. What did they do to prevent the South from receiving any supplies? Not quite the Mississippi, Anna. Oh, thanks, Christian. Yeah, go Sharks, even though we're the worst. Ludmila got it, and Emily James with a blockade. They would do, and Jacob with a blockade. They would block the coasts, the ports on the coast, and not let any ships in or out. An Anaconda blockade. Interesting. Anaconda plan. I've never heard of that, but that sounds pretty much like what it was. At that point, they didn't quite burn things down, but they eventually burned down like all of Atlanta. But yeah, they blockaded the ports to make sure that nothing could go in or out, and it did work to an extent. What year did the United States join World War I? What year did the United States join World War I? You know, World War I started in Emily got it. Yeah, it's kind of an easy one if you know your 20th century history. 1917 was the year the United States joined. Wow, Christian, April 6, 1917. You get the kudos for that. That's amazing. And it really turned the tide of the war, definitely. It, made that ending come a little bit faster. Good job. That was easy. All right. Let's see. This page is about communism. The question is, why didn't people like communism if it treated people fairly? And yeah, so that's kind of a dumb question. So let's see. An animal or biology one. There is a biology one. Why did what? I know exactly. It's a dumb question. Don't worry about it. Let me just pick a question. So the Russian Revolution was in 1917, right? They toppled the Tsar and the government and established a communist government. But what year was the Soviet Union officially formed? They absorbed Ukraine during this year and a few other countries and became the USSR. Well, the answer to the question on the page is there was often shortages and punishments for those who complained. Very close, Emily James, not 1923. Ludmila got it. 1922 was the year the Soviet Union was officially formed, became the USSR. This guy cannot turn his car on and off without setting off the alarm. He does this all freaking time. It's just a crappy car, I think. I'm pretty sure he has to hotwire to start it. That's why. The most cookie gun. I know. It's an American book. What can I say? So, I know. I hate that truck. Anyway, he parks it right outside my door, too. This is about the suffragist movement, the women's right to vote. Why were men against women having the right to vote? What was their, scientific, big brain logic reason for not wanting women to vote? What do you think? emotional than any woman I've ever met. But yeah, the underlying cause was they didn't want them to have any more independence that they already gained. But they thought on a biological level that women couldn't handle politics or understand it, and that they would just vote with their emotions, you know. All right. I know it's so sad, and there's still people who believe that. Whatever. We don't think about that kind of thing on this channel. Anyway, the Great Depression we're at now. It hit many countries quite differently. It obviously economically, but it affected the economies in many different ways. In particular, in the Midwest United States, a natural disaster started to occur that forced people to move away from their farms into places like California mostly. Why did they do this? What was this event that happened that made so many farmers have to move away from their lands? Emily James got it. It was the Dust Bowl. Jacob got it. The Dust Bowl. Basically, the topsoil was so dry from all of their farming that it created huge dust storms that destroyed all their crops during this time. Yeah, that's the answer to that question. It was the Dust Bowl. Wow. This is another dumb question. It's why was there a shortage of food during World War II? Because, I see. It was attempt ships. Anyway. Let's see. Christian says, my grandma was born in Oklahoma in 1926. She moved to Visalia in 1940. Yeah. Visalia was one of those towns that had a lot of migrants. Emily, U-boats was World War I, not World War II. A lot of migrants in Visalia and that part of California. But anyway, I'm going to make a different question about World War II. Let's see. Should I make this? What? It was U-boats were World War II. It wasn't World War I. How have I got that backwards in my mind? You're right. They didn't have submarines in World War I. What am I thinking? No, wait. I think they did, but not at the level that they did during World War II. German U-boats, yeah. You know what? Now that you mention it. Okay, I was wrong. I take that back. I apologize, Emily. Let me find a good question here. They're more of a thing in World War II. I have it backwards. I have it totally backwards. Okay. If you saw my latest video that I posted today, you'll know the answer to this. That's what I was thinking, Christian. The Lusitania was sunk by a U-boat. Anyway, we're moving on from U-boats. If you saw my video today, you know the answer to this. What year did Nazi Germany invade Poland? What year did Nazi Germany invade Poland? I just put out a video about Poland today, so if you've seen that yet, you would know the answer. What year? Miriam got it, 1939. Yep, it sparked World War II. 1939 was the year that Nazi Germany invaded Poland. Okay, you're all World War II buffs, apparently. What day was D-Day? Month, date, year. My stomach is starting to growl. Dang, I thought it was September 1st, 1939 they invaded. That's what I had in my notes for my video. Anyway, what day was D-Day? Month, day, year, exact date. What day was D-Day that the Allies landed in Normandy in France to begin the invasion of Western Europe? No, that's V-Day, VJ. Is that VJ Day? No, it's World War. Oh, that's right. That's the end of World War I. June, yes, Anna, it was in June. Good job. I've got so many World War I, World War II facts mixed up. VE Day is in April or May. Oh, April, so close. June 6th, 1940. June 6th, 1940. What year was it? What year is it? It was on a June 6th. What year was D-Day? Anna, why are you confused? Don't worry. Don't be confused. D-Day was the day that the Allied forces landed in Normandy, France, 1944. Good job, Emily James. We're two vets working in aviation. Awesome. Anna's falling asleep. That's why. I have this crazy story it's actually about Pearl Harbor. Do you guys want to hear it real quick? I'm just going to share it. Not 43, it was 44, Ludmila. When I was taking world history in high school, we had to do a project where we had to interview someone in history in 1944. And this one person in my class picked their grandfather who was at Pearl Harbor during the attack. And then the next day, because we presented on different days, this person was like, yeah, so I interviewed my neighbor, and it was that other student's grandpa who was at Pearl Harbor, but he gave a completely different story as to what happened to him. And everyone was like shocked. It was so funny. He told, because they videotaped him, he had to videotape them or record their voice. He told a completely different story to his neighbor than to his grandkid. It was so awkward that he was lying about something. He had the veteran's hat, so he obviously was at Pearl Harbor, but he gave a completely different story to two different people. So funny. Yeah, I wonder, Emily, if he did that on purpose, because that was funny. All right, this is about independence movements, and the question is, are there any countries that are still under foreign rule? Which obviously it gives examples of Anguilla and Bermuda and Guam, so on and so forth. Excuse me. Using scrap metal to do sheet metal repairs on planes. That's awesome. So I'm not gonna ask you that question because that's dumb. I'm gonna pick a question for you out of this about let's see. What year did not Ukraine? Not like that. I mean as in like a colony, not an invasion. What year did India gain independence from Britain? What year did India gain its independence from Great Britain? Let's see, who knows the answer to this? Those aren't countries under foreign rule because they're not countries. I know, it's a terror. It literally says, Emily James got it 1947. The question is, are some countries still under foreign rule? That's literally what it says. That's why it's a stupid question. Yes, 1947 was the year that India became independent from Great Britain. Let me try to pick a question out of here that's not a year. How about well, there's not much others I can think of. All right. How about this? India split apart into 3 different countries after its independence in subsequent years. Other than India, what are the other 2 countries? How about that? So India was once one huge country. Now that territory is 3 different countries. What are the 2 other countries? Emily James got it. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Yeah, Jacob, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Correct. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Good job, everybody. Not Nepal. Nepal's a more of a China issue thing. Let's see. This is about the civil rights movement. So, in 1954, a law was passed that ended a certain act that affected children it's spelled out like it's such an obvious thing for us now, but it wasn't that long ago. It was 1954. It wasn't even 100 years ago. So the civil rights movement in South Africa was on a whole other level from the one in America, and they were experiencing what was known as apartheid, which I believe is an Afrikaans word. And that was the hardcore segregation of whites and blacks on like a whole other level. What does the word apartheid mean? What does the word apartheid mean? And I'm pretty sure it's Afrikaans. This word is from. What do you think the word apartheid means? And thankfully, apartheid ended back in the 1990s. So there are equal rights for all skin colors. Yep. Ludmilla got it separate, means being separate or separateness or apart. Natural Explorer got it separation. Separateness, however you want to describe it, means being separate. Let's see. This is about the Cold War. And the question is, why is it called the Cold War? Why was it called the Cold War? What does the name Cold War mean? Why was it referred to as the Cold War? It was not a war. Good job, Anna's writing it out word by word. But on the verge, kind of. It was not hot as in fighting, because there wasn't an actual war. Yeah, exactly, justifies. Yeah, it was not a hot war, and that soldiers weren't deployed. It was a war without fire. You guys all got it. I'm tired and cold. Anna's fighting her own version of a Cold War. But yeah, there was no direct fighting. It was all proxy wars and threats and things like that. The Korean War was a proxy war. Vietnam War, we just covered Angola on my channel. The Angolan Civil War was a Cold War proxy war as well. But yeah, there was no actual fighting between the US and USSR. Alright, the age of space exploration. How many days did it take for Apollo 11 to get to the moon and back? How long did the Apollo 11 mission take? How long did it take these astronauts to get from Earth to the moon and back to Earth? What do you guys think? It's a lot less than I thought it was. No, I know, I had no idea. Not 4 days. It was a bit more than that, Natural Explorer. Not 2 months, and it was less than that. A lot less than that. Not 3 days, Miriam. 2.5, no. Not 30 days, Anna. A lot less. Not 10, a lot less. Well, not a lot less. Less than that. It definitely doesn't take 30 days to get to the moon. Oh my gosh, a little bit more than 6 days, Emily. Not quite 6 days. Less than 10 days, more than 6. You guys are close. Not a week. A little bit more than a week, Miriam. Anna's like, I should know this. Aren't you from Houston? I want to say, Anna, you're from that area. 8 days, Lamila. And Anna got it 8 days to get to the moon and back. It was 8. Which is pretty cool. Alright, I hate this question. It's what does the term global village means? Which, oh, Floridian, that's right. Anna's in Florida, but you're in Dallas, that's right. And you're an aviation nerd. A global village is like this, like how we're all over the world, and we're all connected like a village. That's what it means. So let me find a better question in here. Who was the leader of the USSR in 1985? What was the leader of the Soviet Union in 1985? If you know the tear down this wall speech, yep, Ludmilla got it. Gorbachev, Jacob got it. Gorbachev says Natural Explorer. It was Mikhail Gorbachev. Gorbachev says Emily. Good job, you guys. My viewers are smart. Let's see if I can pick out any nations belong to the United Nations? I gotta stop picking number questions. I don't like number questions. But how many nations are part of the? Actually, is this correct? I think so. You're very close, Ludmila. According to this book, I'm pretty sure this is wrong though. Plus 2 observers, yeah. Not 350. 192, but 196. The book says 193, but I think it's a little more than 193, but maybe I'm thinking of the observer states. The next country on my channel is going to be a UN observer state, and it's one that's been extremely highly requested. So that video should be out Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided. But yeah, it's not, yeah. Vatican and not Palace. Anyway, not Ukraine. I've already covered Ukraine. Anyway. Oh, this question's also terrible. This is about technology. I'm not saying where it is. You'll have to find out. The question on this page says, what kinds of jobs are robots used for? All kinds, right? So let me pick another question from this page about modern technology. I'm going to try not to pick an answer that's a number. Let's see. Someone said it. I'm not going to say what it is. It's going to be a surprise. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to pick an answer that's a year. Oh, that's hard. I can't think of anything. What invention was created in the 1960s to link computers together? What invention made in the 1960s was used to link computers together? It's not as technical as you think. Yep, look back, got it. Ludmila got it. It's the internet. The internet. Will's here. Hey, Will. Hey, Will. Hey, Will. The internet. Yes, it was the internet. All right. Let's see. All right, this is about today. And the question on here is, what is our main source of energy? It's fossil fuels, which is, let's pick a different one. Let's see. Let me find another question here. If I can. All right. Let's see. In 2008, USPS, in 2008, there were strikes and riots in this capital city due to its crumbling economy. You can say the capital city or the country, but where was it? There were riots and strikes during the 2008 crisis in this capital city. Look back, got it. It's Athens. Yep. Probably Caracas also, but the answer is Athens, Greece. They had a huge economic collapse. Huge. But the European Union stepped in to help them out. All right, we've reached, obviously, the end of the book, but I feel like we're on a roll, and I still want to keep going. So there's a little reference section in the back, and I'm going to make some questions out of this. So here is a list of famous people in history. I'm going to describe them. Let's see who can first guess who I'm talking about. Are you ready? So this person is the most well-known teacher, philosopher, and political figure of China. His ideas sparked a religion which changed the way of life for millions of people in China. Not Plato. not Plato. In China. Not Greece and Rome and all that. Jacob got it with job, everybody. My viewers are so smart. Okay. Next person. This person was born into slavery, but they taught themselves how to read, and they escaped to New York when they were 20 years old. They eventually published an autobiography and gave many not Stars Sutra. I don't know who that is. Anyway, not Harriet Tubman. Good guess though. You're on the right track. They published an autobiography, and Christian got it. Frederick Douglass. Good job. Good job. Good job. I read about this person. Did I do Frederick Douglass? Not MLK. It was Frederick Douglass. MLK was not born a slave. Yeah. So Frederick Douglass had quite a perilous journey, and his autobiography became like a national bestseller because his story was absolutely wild. Oh, you had to read his book in high school. Yeah. I haven't read it, but at the time it was like outrageous to hear in detail what these people were living through. Yep, it was Frederick Douglass. You got it, Edgar. All right. Will says it's too late to think. I know it is bedtime for a lot of us in America. Yep, Frederick Douglass. Good job. This next person, are you ready? Was born in Poland, and they studied radiation. They invented a way to photograph your bones, which is X-rays. So they invented the X-ray. And anything else here? Yep, Marie Curie. You got it. Miriam got it first, but you all know it's Marie Curie. Congrats. The other hint I could give you is that her birth name was Maria Sklodowska, or Sklodowska. But yeah, it's Marie Curie. You all know that. What a remarkable person. All right, here's another remarkable person. This person was born in Germany and became a mathematician and physicist, and they are best known for developing the theory of relativity. Yeah, she pretty much, I don't think yep, Ludmilla got it. It's Einstein. Albert Einstein. Yep, you all know Einstein. April, I don't think she discovered radiation, but she definitely figured out how to use it. You all know it's Einstein. This is so fun. Harris says, thank you so much. Have a good night. I know I'm putting everybody to sleep, but that's a good thing, right? Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for participating, and you're going to become a channel member. That is so awesome. This next person, this person wrote a book called Silent Spring. It alerted the world to the dangerous environmental effects of pesticides, and today this person is considered a pioneer in environmentalism. Do you know who this person is? They are an American also. It doesn't say that, but oh no, it does. American. Do you know who this is? I feel like this is a person that's not really well known outside of America. So if you are not from America, I'm not sure if you've learned about this person or studied them or know of their book. Anna's thinking. And sorry about your dishes, Anna. They can wait. Don't worry about it. Will has no clue. Yeah, this was a person who was really famous in the 50s and 60s, and kind of dropped off the map in terms of like history. Yeah, everyone knows the book. Not Darwin. No. Oh, Harris says got it. It's Rachel Carson. Thank you. Okay, now you can go to bed. You saved it. Congrats for that. Rachel Carson. Yeah, she pretty much invented like environmentalism as we know it today. Like her book was like, hey, you shouldn't pollute and litter. And people were like, whoa, what? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that this was doing that. So the reason that we know that, yeah, I don't think she's well known outside of America. And even in America, she's not really that well known anymore. But during the 50s, this was like a revolutionary concept to like not pour chemicals in water, you know? Like that's what her book was about how dangerous pollution was. And people were like shook like crazy. They were like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize we were destroying the environment by doing these things. So that's her walk on the moon. This astronaut stepped on the lunar surface on July 20th, 1969, as people around the world watched. Who is this person? Everyone's gonna know. This one's way too easy. This one is way too easy. Yep, Armstrong. Ludmilla got it first. Luke Beck got it. Will got it. Everyone. Jacob got it. It's Neil. It's not Buzz Aldrin. He was the second person. And the third person was Michael Collins. I want to say Michael Collins. Everyone forgets about him. I think it's because he has such a boring regular name. But yeah, Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. Alright, next category is inventions. I'm going to describe a famous invention in history, and you have to tell me what it is, okay? This invention, was probably invented in Mesopotamia. It was first used for pottery, but then it was later used for chariots and carts. Good night, Edgar. Thank you so much. This was really fun. So again, this invention was probably invented in Mesopotamia. It was first used in pottery, but was later used for chariots and carts. What was it? Yep, Jacob got it first. It's the wheel. Yep, Will, it's the wheel. Emily, it's the wheel. Good job, you guys. Awesome. My viewers are so smart. All right. This next invention was first used in China and consisted of cowrie shells. And I don't know how else to describe this without giving it away. First used in China, made out of cowrie shells, not gunpowder. Will got it. Currency. Yes, money. Good job, Will. You got it. Great job. I didn't know how else to read the rest of this without giving it away. Yes, money is the answer. Good job, good job, good job. Ooh, startled me. Okay. Next invention. This was invented in China, but didn't spread to Europe for hundreds of years. People in Europe were using animal skins until this invention from China came over. Yep, it's Miriam got it. It is paper. Congrats, you're awesome. Gunpowder. It's paper. Look, Beck got it. Anna got it. Finally, paper. Yep, the answer is paper. Next invention. This was invented in France by a man named Nicolas Cugnot, and it originally came with a steam engine. Yes, paper came from China, believe it, or paper as we know it today, like not like papyrus stuff, but yeah. So, invented in France by Nicolas Cugnot, and his invention included a steam engine. Not a train. Good guess, Ludmilla. Yep, Will got it. The locomotive or a car. Yep, it is the car was invented in 1769. That's wild. I didn't know that. Alright. This next invention was created by a British man named Edward Jenner. He first tested it in 1796. I don't know how else to explain this. He was a British doctor named Edward Jenner. He first successfully tested it in 1796. What was the invention? That's your biggest hit. He's a doctor. British doctor. First successful test in 1796. Yep, Luke Beck got it. It's the vaccine. Congrats, he invented vaccines. Good job. Yep, Raisin even got it even better. Vaccination for smallpox. Penicillin. Wasn't penicillin. I want to say that was Louis Pasteur, but yeah, he invented the vaccine for smallpox and vaccines in general. Next invention. This was made in 1876 by Alexander Graham Bell. It had been invented prior to this, but this was the first one. why that's like in the back of my brain, because I know he invented pasteurization. But anyway, yep, it's the telephone. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone system that we know today. Next invention. This was invented by several different inventors, including American Thomas Jefferson and British Joseph Swan. Emily James has been to Alexander Graham Bell's house. That's awesome. This was invented by several people, including American Thomas Edison. Yep, creatively sweet got it. April got it. The light bulb. Will got it. It's the light bulb. Congrats, you guys are very, 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 very smart. Okay, I'm gonna have to be really vague about this because if I say who invented it, you're all gonna know it immediately, like Alexander Graham Bell. This was invented by two American brothers who had their first successful test in 1903, and their test was called the Flyer. Yep, Emily got it, the plane. Yep, I couldn't say Wilbur and Orville right because you don't know it. The airplane, congrats. Next invention. The first one of these was invented in 1944 by the Germans to use during the war, but were reused in the 1950s for satellites. Oh, Ulugh-Bek, you should tell us what smallpox is in Uzbek. Not the Enigma, not quite the rocket, but you're very close. Not antennas. It's the German V2 was what this eventually became as we know it today. It is, I mean, yeah, you know what? I'll give it. It's a space rocket, right? A rocket into space, not just like a rocket for war to like boom, boom, boom. A rocket that goes into space. All right. This last one, I'll actually tell you the name of the inventor and see if any of you can guess it, because all the other hints here are going to give it away. This was invented by many scientists, but the main one who invented it is Tim Berners-Lee. What did Tim Berners-Lee invent? I don't know how else to. You went to space camp. That's awesome. I always wanted to go to space camp when I was a kid. This inventor is British. She's still alive from what I know. Tim Berners-Lee invented in 1989. Not computers, Will, but you're very close. Koi Dirkle. Interesting. Cheese Whiz got it with the internet. Yes, he invented the internet as we know it today. He invented the World Wide Web, the WWW. He invented that. Not doorknobs, April. That's a little weird. Interesting. Oops, chickak. Interesting. Uzbek is such a cool language. All right. Next category is historical sites. I will describe to you this historical site. You have to tell me where it is or what its name is. You know, the World Wide Web. Yes, good job. All right. This first historical site is this was built as a religious site, and it is the most famous ancient stone circle. The stones are 30 feet tall and were constructed using simple tools. What is this historical site? A religious site, which is, Will got it, Stonehenge. Yes, Stonehenge. Stonehenge in England. One of the few historical sites that I've been to. I love Stonehenge. It's in England, yes. Stonehenge. I didn't even notice that. Will spelled Stonehenge wrong. That's funny. Anyway, yes, it is Stonehenge. All right. I have to be careful with this because it's going to be too obvious. The largest one of these was 482 feet high and is the tomb of Khufu. That's pretty much the only thing I can get it. The tomb of Khufu is the 199 miles, or 8,850 kilometers. Again, it began construction in the 3rd century BCE and finished in the year 1644 in the Common Era. It stretches for over 5,000 miles. Yep, I'll give it to Ludmila. Chinese, the Great Wall of China. Good job, you guys. My viewers are smart. The Great Wall of China. I love it. I love it. Great job, you guys. Yeah, April, the pyramids were the tallest structure in the world for a long, long time. Isn't that remarkable? They were built. What's amazing to me is that they were built so long ago and they're still there. Like, it's wild. The pyramids are fascinating. The next site is a famous temple to the goddess Athena. It, I don't know how else to describe it. This was a temple in ancient Greece dedicated to the goddess Athena. Anything else will give it away. Not the Acropolis, Natural Explorer, you're very close. Will got it. Parthenon. The Parthenon in Athens, yes. Not quite the Acropolis. I think that's different, but anyway. Yeah, it is the Parthenon. We're closer to history than Cleopatra than she was to the building of the pyramids. Exactly. The pyramids were built like 4,000 years ago, and Cleopatra lived about 2,000 years ago. All right, Leo. Good night. Love you. You're one of my besties. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, yes, there is a copy of it in Tennessee with the statue. I think it's more intact than the one in Athens is, right? All right, this one might be a little tricky, but I'm sure I've got international viewers. I don't think my American ones will know it. These are walls that are up to 39 feet tall. They survived many attacks before they finally broke in 1453. These walls were up to 39 feet or 12 meters tall, and they were eventually broken through in 1453. Not Jerusalem. Those walls came down like way long ago. Not Jerusalem, not Jerusalem. Those walls crumbled thousands of years ago. These fell in 1453. And yep, Jesus got it. It's Constantinople. It was the walls of Constantinople. They were built in the 5th century BCE and destroyed by the Ottomans in 1453. Next. Good job. This city was the capital of the Nabatean people. They made their buildings out of tall sandstone cliffs and hollowed out rooms of solid rock. Again, this city was the capital of the Nabateans, and they made their buildings out of sandstone cliffs and hollowed out rocks. Yep, Miriam got it. It is Petra in Jordan. Congrats, congrats, congrats. This next site is I can't say where it is because that's going to give it away. This site is about 620 feet across, or 189 meters across, and could hold up to 80,000 people. This place hosted gladiator fights. Alright, so this site that hosted gladiator fights. Yep, the Colosseum. Yeah, I couldn't say where it was or anything. That would super give it away. It is the Colosseum in Rome. Yep, the Colosseum in Rome. Could it fit 80,000 people? That's so crazy. That's so many people in one ancient building, right? Yes, the Colosseum. This next site is an ancient Roman town that was preserved after it was covered in ash from a volcano in 79 CE. What's the name of this town? that was covered in ash from a volcano in 79 CE. Ludmila got it first. It's Pompeii. Pompeii, says Emily. I think Lukbeck wrote it out in Uzbek or Rush. I'm not sure, but yes, Pompeii. Oh, you got to go to the Indy 500. That's interesting, Will. Yeah, Pompeii. Awesome, awesome. You guys know it. Okay, next site. The last site. Let's see. The Romans built this to stop tribes from the north from attacking. The Romans built this wall to stop the northern tribes from attacking. Yep, Emily got it. It's Hadrian's Wall held at the border of England and Scotland. Yep, it is Hadrian's Wall, built in 22 CE. All right, I think that's it for the quiz. It's gone on for a long time. What do you guys think? Do you want more quiz or shall we call it a night? Are you guys tired? You've never heard of Hadrian's Wall? Yeah, the Alps. No, the Romans built it. The Romans didn't build the Alps, yes. Anna says yes to more quiz because Anna doesn't want to do her dishes. Okay, I can pull more questions out of this. Ludmila, I want to go live so more often, but like I said before, this is fireworks season, and it's just going to get worse until the 4th of July, so I'm not going to do another live until after July 4th, once the fireworks calm down. I'm going to flip through this and pull out more questions for you guys. How's that? I'll try to make them a little easy about that. Let's see. For sleep, stayed up for the live. Oh, I'm so glad, Miriam. Yeah, the fireworks are so bad. Emily's going to sleep. Okay, I'll just do a couple more questions. Fireworks season lasts all summer in Malta. Oof, how annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong, fireworks are cool, but they're very dangerous and they're very illegal where I live. So, it's a little concerning, especially since we've already had a fire in California from fireworks. So, wildfire season is just starting here, so that always makes me a little nervous too. Let's see. My cat's waking up. He's probably gonna yowl at me. I have a natural holiday like every Tuesday morning. How fun. Good old Malta. Malta rocks. Let's see. National holiday. Gotcha. Really want to find. Okay. I want to find questions that don't have number answers. The light of firework in California with the drought. I know, isn't it crazy? Who are these people anyway? This cave in France contains art that's more than 15,000 years old. I'm phrasing like a Jeopardy question. This cave in France features art that is over 15,000 years old. What is it called? Not Charcot, not Pont Arc, not the catacombs that's in Paris. Yeah, it's a very interesting cave. And it was discovered by accident. These boys were out and about because they had heard that there were like secret caves by their town. And their dog fell in one of the holes, so they climbed in to get their dog and looked up and saw ore rocks and cavemen and all those things. I don't think if it was the first discovered, because there's so many cave art and rock art all around the world, but sweat and everything started to erode the art. So only scientists can go into the cave at certain times to study it. So there's a radiation you can go see near the caves, but you can't actually go into the caves. Good night, Ludmila. Thank you so much. You were such a fun participant. Let's see, what was the name of the first? Yes, I know, honey. Where are you? Where are you? Come here. Come here. What was the name of the first epic poem ever written down? Hey, buddy. Hi. What was the name of the first epic poem ever to be written down? Oof. Let's see, Soph got it. The Epic of Gilgamesh, not Odysseus, not the It is the Epic of Gilgamesh. The one from people from Kyrgyzstan really like. No, it's not that one. I know what you're talking about. It's the Epic of Gilgamesh from Mesopotamia. Yep. This is Jack, by the way. Someone asked me before what his name is. His name's Jack. All right. Let's see what else I can make of a question for you guys. I don't want to give one that's too easy or too hard. He's very sweet, isn't he? Gato. Let's see. What was the name of the Egyptian sun god? Jack is a good boy. He tries to be. He's so mad. Ra, says Will. Very good, Will. It is Ra. Look back, got it too. Ra, the sun god. It was Ra. Here he comes to ruin everything. Now I've done it now, haven't I? He's up on the desk. Here he comes. Hi, buddy. All right. Let's see. Next question. Oh, I would give the next question if I could read my book. Hi, baby. I can't see the computer now. You're in the way. I can't see anything. I can't read the chat if you're there. Okay. Oh, it looks like your kitty. Yeah. Anyway, there's Cat Bud here. Hey, buddy. Okay, don't step on that. You're gonna end the stream. Maybe that's how I go out. Hey, cat. Come on. Come here. Come here. Please get your butt at the camera. Come here. Come on. Come on, old man. You can do it. There you go. Come on. Come on, Kitty. Oh no, he's clicking on things. He's clicking on everything. Yes. Oh my gosh. I had my desk in another corner of my room and he could climb on it really easily. And he used to climb on my desk all the time. And then he's a very, very smart cat. He's like crazy smart. There was one day where I had a candle on my desk and he like rushed over to put his face in it. And I yelled at him hardcore, like, no. And he hadn't come on my desk ever since. This is the first time in like almost, I want to say like a year that he's been on my desk. Oh, baby, come here. So like, yeah, he's my best friend. Come on, kitty. Oh, thank you, April. Yeah, he's an incredibly intelligent cat. There we go. All right. A few more questions right here. Jack, you want to go back up? Baby cat. Let's see. and it seems super useless, and it's just like this pointless knowledge that you have for the rest of your life. Oh. Kitty cat. I'm so sorry. That was him knocking over something with his teeth. Okay, come on, Papa. Come on. No. I got you. Okay. Stop now, please. There's cat hair everywhere. Yes, the column style. So April says one with a D, and that's the Doric column. The Doric, it was his, he knocked over his snackies with his tail. He doesn't have feeling in his tail. He had a stroke a few years ago. So what are the Greek columns? Not Carthaginian, it's Corinthian. From humanities, right? Like every history class has you learned the Greek columns for some reason. Get here. Oh my gosh. This was a mistake. Okay. Go on, Papa. Go on, kitty. There we go. Alright, that's over. So we have the Doric column, the Corinthian column, and the other one's the Ionic column. The differences being that the Doric column is just like column plinth. That's it. The Ionic was the one with like the curls on the side and the thing on top. Excuse me. And then the Corinthians have all these like frills and stuff. There's so much cat hair everywhere now. Okay, I'll do one more question because this is almost 3 hours now, and I gotta clean all this up now. So let's see. Okay, this is from, well, it's, anyway. What was the name of the god of Zoroastrianism? If you see my Persian mythology video, you know this. What's the name of the one god of Zoroastrianism? Doric is the white bread columns. It's literally just like rock plinth. What's the name of the god in Zoroastrianism? And don't say Zoroaster, not Zarathustra. That was the prophet that preached the religion. This is like one of my most watched videos, so I know if you've been subscribed to me. Oh, Will got it. Ahura Mazda, correct. Will got it. Ahura Mazda. Either Will's very smart, not Bob Marley, although that would be pretty dope. Either Will Googled or remembers from my video. It's Ahura Mazda. Let's see, what else? What else? I have so much freaking cat hair on me now. That video's in green tonight. Awesome. Isn't that cool? I remember checking out that book just for the heck of it at my library and reading it and being like, this is amazing. I love that book. Let's see. Okay, not that page. Let's see, the Silk Road. Okay, I want to pick like a slightly easier one for you. What did the Mayans invent to track the sun and the moon? What did the Mayans invent to track the sun and the moon? What did they use in order to do that they invented? Yep, Anna, it's the calendar. Calendar wheel, exactly. Yep, it's the calendar. The Mayan calendar. Let's see. What's the name of the statues on Easter Island or Rapa Nui? What's the name of the statues on Easter Island / Rapa Nui? What are they called? Got the calendar. Everyone thought we were going to die in 2012, right? But yep, and Will got that. It's the Moai. The Moai. Correct. Very, very good. Okay. Alright, religion page. Excuse me. Religion page. Let's see. I'm gonna skip the religion page. emoji. Yep. Someone spammed the emoji. Exactly. Um,
I don't want to do a year one. All right. This one's about the Vikings.
let's do a rapid fire of Norse gods. This was the king of the gods, and he controlled death and knowledge. Who was it? This god was the king of the gods. He controlled death and knowledge. Odin, good job. This god is the god of thunder and strength and is a protector of humankind. This god is the god of thunder and strength and a protector of humankind. Which god is it in Norse mythology? Yep, well, it's Thor. Good job. Not Zeus, that was Greek. Look back. Thor is the answer. This god was a shape-shifting trickster god who caused accidents. Anna, calm down. Don't worry. You're okay. This god was the shape-shifting trickster god who caused accidents. Yep, creatively sweet godded with Loki. Loki is the name of that god. Lastly, this was the goddess of love, beauty, and children. This Norse goddess was the goddess of love, beauty, and children. Who was it? The goddess of love, beauty, and children. Yep, creatively sweet got it with Freya. Like a flocky of Vikings. Yeah. Loki's slang for toilet in Malta. That's funny. Yep, it's Freya. Spelling is fine. Let's see. What's the name of the building in what's now Istanbul that was built by the Byzantines to be a church, later became a mosque, and then a museum, and a mosque again? What building built by the Byzantines was built as a church, then became a mosque, and then a museum, and then a mosque again? Yep, Will got it. Hagia Sophia. Will's on fire tonight. Sophia, yep, that is correct. Good job, you guys. Let's see, this one's about the Black Death. Let's see. All right. How about, very recently it became a mosque again. It's like 2 or 3 years ago. Sorry. How does the Black Death actually spread? How does it actually spread? Yep, Anna got it with fleas and rats. It was the fleas on the rats, so both of them cooperated in the spreading of the Black Death. The rats went everywhere carrying their fleas that carried the virus. So, fleas that carried the virus. Rats, exactly. Who knows the name of the Islamic Marco Polo? The famous Islamic explorer who traveled to Southeast Asia and China, Southern Asia. What was the name of the Muslim Marco Polo? I want to say this was during like the 11th century. It was way before Marco Polo. Not Rashid al-Din. Good guess though. What was his name? I've mentioned him a couple times on my channel because he was like a really cool dude. It just sounded like he went for the heck of it. And yep, Miriam got it. Ibn Battuta. Good job. Ibn Battuta. What is this? Oh. Okay. Anyway. Marco Polo was from Italy, and he pretty much did the same thing that Ibn Battuta did. He traveled across the Silk Road all the way and then sailed down around Southeast Asia and came back up to Italy that way. He's perfect for the channel. Yeah, Ibn Battuta was Marco Polo was also very cool, but Ibn Battuta did it first. Let's see. Yeah, wait, so why? Because. Why not? Because the world is just waiting to be explored, and Ibn was like, let's do it. Who knows where the Marco Polo... Oh, I see. Why does the Marco Polo game... I see. I don't know. It's just Marco Polo. Marco Polo was a real person. That's so cool. Ibn Battuta instead of Marco Polo. It's Ibn Battuta. Yeah, Ibn Battuta was way cooler than Marco Polo. Okay, next question. What was the name of the Japanese military rulers? What was the name of the Japanese military rulers? Not the emperor, but the military commanders that ran the country for like a couple 100 years. What was the name? The shoguns. Yes, Will. Good job. It's the shogun. Look back at it. The shoguns. Exactly. It was the shoguns. Let's see. What else can I ask you? The shoguns, yes. Let's see. What was the capital of the Empire of Mali? What was the Empire of Mali? Talked about it way earlier in this live. What was the capital of the Mali Empire? What do you think? Who knows it? I know someone knows it here. You guys are super smart. What was the capital of the Mali Empire in Africa? Who knows it? Who's gonna say it first? Let's see. I've noticed my feed is a little laggy, so let me know if I'm like coming across okay. Let me know. Oh, you guys are very quiet. Either you don't know or this is lagging. Oh, I think it's lagging because I'm still getting shoguns up in the chat. Yeah, I think this is just delayed. I'll make this the last question then. We'll end it here. But who knows what the capital of the Mali Empire was? I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'm looking like I'm lagging really bad. Who knows? Hey, Abel, good morning. Yep, Will got it. It's Timbuktu. Yep, there it goes. Okay, Timbuktu, not Bamako. That's the capital of Mali today. Yep. No, Marco Polo, the game is played all over the place, April. It's very common in America. All I know about Mali is Mansa Musa. Yeah, it's lagging. It looks like it's a lot better now, though. Is it okay? Yeah, Mansa Musa was another really cool dude. I really want a Mansa Musa movie with Donald Glover, like Childish Gambino, and it would be like a musical, like a rock opera. That's my fantasy movie, is to have a Mansa Musa biopic. It doesn't have to be accurate, but with Childish Gambino as Mansa Musa, singing and everything. I caught up. Okay. Awesome. Well, anyway, that's gonna be the end tonight because it's getting